Hello everyone, Christina Fugazi, Council Member for District 5, bringing you my Council Members Digest for our meeting on Tuesday, January 26, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. We will have closed session that starts at 4 p.m. and then the regular meeting at 5:30 p.m., which has 13 items on consent, 1 new business item, and 3 public hearings. Also note that at our last council meeting, Mayor Lincoln moved public comment back to the beginning of the meeting, and that's where it will stay. So if you would like to make a comment through WebEx, you can do a live comment, you can do a written comment if you so choose. And again, public comment is for items that are not on the agenda. If you wish to comment on one of the agenda items, again, please let our city clerk know. You can call or you can email at city.clerk@stocktonca.gov, or you can call 937-8459. Again, 937-8459. So jumping into our agenda, item 12.1 is a resolution to accept a TCC Technical Assistance Grant in the amount of $100,000. Now, TCC is the Transformative Climate Grant that we received, $10.8 million, and it is to reduce greenhouse gases, improve public health and environmental issues, particularly in disadvantaged communities. And the city will be able to use this money to hire a consultant to avoid something called DAP. Now, I'm not sure, looking at the plan, if this would even occur. That's Displacement Avoidance Plan. So if there was something that the grant chose to do in which a business could no longer do their business, this would help mitigate that. It also supports implementation of plan post revision. Item 12.2 is the mayoral appointments to council committees, and what will be, council members will be responsible for attending. So council members, and I can tell you, well, the highlights are me, of course, where I'm on this, and I've been added to quite a few. If this is approved, I will be on Ledge Committee, Community Improvement and Crime Prevention, Abandoned Vehicle Abatement, which I feel like I'm always reporting abandoned vehicles, but one of them is COG, SJ COG, so that's the Council of Governments. There's a meeting already next Thursday. This is the agenda for the meeting, and I've already read it, put my questions in it, have it all marked up. So if I get appointed to that, know that I am ready to go. Item 12.3 is a multiple award agreement for on-call planning services. And it's with PLACEWORKS and RINCON Consulting. Now, we've done a lot of work with them already. They helped us with our general plan, with our bike master plan, and with PLACEWORKS, their area of expertise is zoning, housing, transportation planning, economics, urban design, open space, parks planning. And with RINCON, they do the technical stuff regarding environmental issues, biological, water resources, emergency response, GIS, air quality, things of that nature. So this is a contract that will run through the year 2024-2025 in not to exceed $3 million. Moving on, 12.4 is the purchase of library furniture, which is through a cooperative agreement. It's for dated furniture, supplies, equipment, and it is for libraries in Ripon, Manteca, Linden, and Tracy. And you might be wondering why Stockton has anything to do with that. Well, we are the ones who manage the library system on behalf of the county. And so this is an effort to upgrade for 21st century libraries. 12.5 is a facade improvement grant. This improvement grant was initially given when I was on Planning Commission and somebody else owned it. It is for a property at 201 and 215 North California Street. So it's on the northwest corner of California and Channel. It was originally for just over $91,000. And there's still $43,577 left. Now, in order to do one of these facade grants, you have to have equity in the property. You only get reimbursed. You have to extend the repairs or whatever work you said you were going to do. You have to pay for it. Then you turn in your receipts and you get it back. Okay? So this is to extend it through the loan through the year 2027. Item 12.6, we have a program called Downtown Financial Incentive Program. And this is a program to eliminate blight and to encourage economic reuse of vacant structures. Now, if you've been downtown, you know that there's a number of buildings that kind of been sitting there. So this is a building on the southeast corner of Maine and California, and it's called the Cal Maine Lofts. It's going to be a residential project, which I'm excited. We need more residential places. And so it is in the amount of $94,242. The total project cost is $199,000. Item 12.7 is a project funds for the project HomeKey Town Center Studios. So this was part of the $4.3 million grant that we got from the state to create permanent housing using what was once called the Relax Inn on Wilson Way. Now I'm curious because we also, in addition to that, the city gave $129,205 of the HAP grant on November 17th to this, and this is an additional $680,004. And so I'm kind of curious how all this money is going to be spent, but they gave a list here, and I was kind of surprised about the list. Property management expenses, replacement reserve and operating reserve, utilities, operating and maintenance, taxes and insurance, and support services are all acceptable means of spending the money. Item 12.8 is regarding CalPERS, so the retirement for our Stockton Police Management Association. So that's our chief and deputy chief. This was before council before, but now we have the MOU. And what it does is they were initially doing 9%, and now they've bumped up to 12%. So we have to have an MOU in place that states that that is what has been accepted by CalPERS, the city, and the Police Management Association. 12.9 is for towing services. So whenever you report an abandoned vehicle, like I report abandoned vehicles, whenever the police requires towing, maybe for a DUI or anything like that, there was an accident and you need towing, we have an agreement with a number of towing businesses in the city of Stockton. And staff found out that we were paying much less than neighboring areas. This is on a 5-year cycle. And so there was a survey done, and there's going to be an increase between, just a little bit above 6%, between 6 and 7% for the various tows that are done in the city of Stockton. Item 12.10 is some much needed improvements upon Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. That was a mouthful. So from Mariposa to the entrance of the north part of the fairgrounds, there is going to be a raised median installed there. It's supposed to be completed by July of 2021 in the amount of $563,000. I'm hoping that there is something nice to look at on that median. I don't know, trees, flowers, bushes, I don't know, but I've seen cars that didn't realize there was a median teeter, hit it, go on it, and then they teeter on it. I've seen that on Pacific Avenue, like a brand new car that, yeah, it was all bad. But beware that this is coming if you drive on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Okay, 12.11. It's Mormon Slough Sanitary Sewer Line Rehabilitation Project. So currently we have a 24-inch sewer trunk line, and it has been identified that we need a 27-inch for our wastewater master plan. As you know, we are revamping our wastewater treatment plant, and we've been doing improvements throughout the city of Stockton. So this is for additional design services that are needed in the amount of $81,386.17. Item 12.12, McKinley Park and Swimming Pool Renovation Project. So last year we had, 2 years ago we put in a grant, and last year we were awarded a grant. We put in a grant for $10.38 million. We received $8.5 million in the grant award for new picnic shelters, new ball fields, new play area, new restrooms, basketball, futsal, soccer, landscaping, storage building, irrigation, lighting, parking lot, swimming pool, and bathhouse renovation. It's a lot. McKinley Park is going to be the place to be. It's going to be getting all of this. And so this is a contract with Gold River, Associates of Gold River, California, in the amount of $748,000 to design all of that. Now, we had mock-up drawings when we submitted our grant proposal, but I'm curious because there were two Stockton firms who put in bids for this, but the bids weren't in here. So I'll be asking a question regarding that. How far were they off? Because we do a local preference of 5%. So had they been within 5%, the Stockton business, the Stockton professional designer would have gotten the contract. So I need to find out about that. 12.13 has to do with West Lane pedestrian access improvements. So this is on West Lane going from Knickerbocker, so just north of Hammer Lane, Knickerbocker, all the way up to McNair High School to Murata Lane. So we're talking about curbs, gutters, sidewalks, ADA compliant pedestrian sign modifications, as well as relocation for drainage. And it's about an entire mile of new infrastructure along there, specifically for pedestrians. And it's to be completed by fall 2021. So hopefully we'll be back in school. Students will be going back to school, and they will have new sidewalks and barriers to protect them as they walk to school. And that is in the amount of, the construction contract is in the amount of $834,791.75. Moving on to new business. So there's only one item on the new business. It has to do with our first quarter budget status update. And surprise, surprise, we are in the black. It is partially attributed to the fact that we have lower staffing levels. But at the end of the first quarter, we were ahead by $1,451,300. So that is excellent. Staff has recommended 6 budget amendments, that are in, utility funds, and one that's community service. The community service one has to do with Arnez Stadium, which is the softball stadium off of Murata in North Stockton, in order to provide them with some financial relief for that community asset. The other 6 wastewater facility modifications: Brookside Calaveras, there by Stagg High School, stormwater pump station repair that's needed, increased water purchase programs, in Woodbridge and through Stockton East Water District. So that's 3 and 4. 5 is the Smith Canal Sewer Pump Station Air Scrubber Project. And 6 has to do with the polymer room ventilation for the wastewater, for improvements there. Moving on to public hearings. The first one is adopting the revised stormwater quality control criteria plan. So we need to make sure that we are operating and meeting all of the requirements that we are required to do. That was a mouth. I shouldn't have said that way. 16.2. Okay, so we received CARES funding for our community development block grants, and we received an additional allocation of 1.86 million. So $1,859,563, and this is comes with a list of projects that it supports. Let me grab it because it fell on the ground. Here it is. So of that, $500,000, staff is recommending that we put again towards small business grant relief. $100,000 for outdoor dining and retail support grant program. $400,000 for urban agriculture and food insecurity programs. $107,650 for urban farmer and cottage food grant program. So that provides grants of up to $3,000 to urban farmers, community gardens, and cottage food entrepreneur for tools, inventory, rain barrels, irrigation systems, and other related materials. $200,000 for entrepreneurship and small business coaching. $180,000 for artists and art nonprofit grant program. And then $371,000, almost $372,000 for the CDBG planning administrative, and that is to devise, implement, put out, accept, review all of the projects and the funding associated with them. And so that is it for our council meeting. Oh, nope, that is not it. Sorry, there's one more. And yet, wait, there's more. The last public hearing is has to do with issuing bonds for Casa Maria Inn. Casa Maria Inn is at the 3700 North Sutter Street, and this is a 163 unit low-income senior housing facility. So this is for the acquisition, rehabilitation, and improvements for this housing. It is for those that are at or below 80% of the area median income. It is being requested by Domus. Domus has done work here in Stockton before, so I am interested in hearing from them what the timeline is on this project, what the management structure is going to be like on this project, and making sure that our seniors have a quality housing available to them, even though they have limited funds. Because as you may or may not know, some people that are on Social Security, it's $900 a month. It's not a whole lot, and I can't imagine being able to survive on as little as $900 a month. I know what my dad gets. I know what my mom gets, and my mom still works. just so that they can have enough. So anyway, that is our meeting. And I'm trying to keep it under 20 minutes. So show up, stand up, and speak up. And I hope to hear from you before or at the meeting. So make it a great day, everyone. And let's stay healthy, let's stay safe, and hope to see you all soon. It's Stockton Restaurant Week. I'm getting Waterloo. I'm going to get the ribs and pesto. So talk to you all later. Bye-bye.